Hello, everybody. Oh, that tiny ghost voice was my phone because I cannot run uh, Twitch in my browser and Zoom at the same time. Um, so glad to see everyone's faces on Zoom and then all of the chat names of people who are tuning in. If you have never tuned into this stream before, welcome to Clockwork Vines Alstroemeria Alley. This is a botanical steampunk themed Call of Cthulhu and basic role playing system hybrid. We've removed the mechanics that just do not make sense to the story and added some new ones that help, our garden bloom and grow. So sometimes you have carnivorous carrots and sometimes you have, parsnips that punch people. But either way, we have a hyper realistic game set in Victorian-ish London adjacent European location. We are not being super specific because I don't really want to. And Alstroemeria Alley is, in and of itself, a separate entity from the mains of London. That's a little bit of a backstory into this setting. We have a wonderful cast of people playing some very interesting characters. But before we get started, I forgot to discuss this ahead of time. Ryan, do you have the content warning thing up, or do I need to read it? Or anybody else can?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Take it away.
Because this is a live TTRPG session, and detailed lists of creatures or plants, related phobias, and triggers will spoil the players. We understand if you decide not to watch or tune out when something is disturbing you as a viewer. Detailed content warning about specific animals, insects, plants, and etc. will be provided in the description post-stream on the pod. This game will never, however, include heavy drug use, slavery, sexual assault, the glorification or glamorization of sexual murderous predators or abusers, or delve into sacrificial rituals that involve the sacrifice or harm of children. This is a campaign that deals with heavy themes related to various literary themes, including man against man, man against nature, man against himself, and man against gods. This is a game that thrives on character development, role-playing with combat, and adventure supporting cast members. All players have had and maintained communication about their own lines and veils, and safe tools are being used behind the scenes.
See? Yay! So, without further ado, we'll let everybody tell you who they are and who they are playing, and then we'll get started with episode 2 of season 2 of Alstroemeria Alley. And we will start with. Oh, I forgot to say we are missing our good doctor. Send lots of positive thoughts, happy thoughts, and amazing feelings. Send Brent lots of love. We miss them. Hopefully, nobody gets grievously injured in this particular session. But we are down one player, and we hope to see Brent again next week. All right. So we will start with Bella. Who are you playing?
Hi, I wasn't taking selfies for the promo tweet. You were. Anyways, hi, my name is Bella, aka Boondoggles on Twitter and TikTok. I will be playing Cassiopeia the Con, legal last name, just, neighborhood con woman, friendly thief, super lovable, kind of adopted child of Sim Valentine and Marty Valentine, and beloved sibling to Cal Valentine. Yeah, I did cut off a part of my head just so I could show more boobie, and that's just me as a character. And Paul?
I'm not sure how to follow that up. So, my name's Paul. I am playing as Modus, one of our two scientists on the group.
And the other scientist is Ryan.
I'm Ryan. I'll be playing Samuel Favorite, and he's the other scientist, the chemist.
All right. A face that's not new to any of us, but new to you if you just started watching Clockwork Vines for this season. Velvet.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Velvet. I use Fae for pronouns. I'll be playing Desdemona, who's basically just a Soviet Van Helsing.
New to season 2, but not new to our hearts and appreciation. Nikki.
Hi, I am Nikki, and I am playing Emily O'Malley, and she's a big Irish boxer. Goes by Emo for short.
All right. Jess.
Hey, I'm Jess. I'm Angry Nerd Girl down in the chat, and I'm playing Genevieve Framingham, purveyor of Framingham's finest fripperies, and everyone's eccentric auntie.
And last but certainly not least, the person who coined the quote, Marty, how do trains work? Or, we'll solve this Daddy's way. Rowan, please introduce us to your character.
I don't remember saying either of those things, but I believe both of them. Hello, lovely people. My name is Rowan. My pronouns are they, she, and tonight I will be playing Sim Valentine, whose pronouns are he, him, the party dad, who's also very good at punching. And technically, I do have 70% in first aid, so if anyone gets hurt, like I can do something.
Oh, yes, I take notes with all of my fancy pens. So let's get started with tonight's episode of Clockwork Vines Season 2, Alstroemeria Alley. Last we left off, everyone was finally going to sleep. Desdemona was in last anyone know the wild somewhere. All there was this random sound of a wolf howling and the silhouette of a statuesque Van Helsing-like character against the moon. But Desdemona also did give the instructions and the allowance from the Countess about a location where she could settle down in Alstroemeria Alley. The scientist arrived late at night and met the very, very flustered and new CEO of the Royal Railworks locomotives, because I refused to put another R in there. Frisia, who offered Cassiopa a job. Cal made a lot of new friends, including meeting the person he now probably will refer to as Auntie Genevieve. Got to hang out a little bit in her shop and read a book because he's published now. And Marty did not have any type of a overly emotional freak out about anything happening at all. As Emma was introduced to the dangers of vegetables after meeting the eccentric Dr. Lindsay and seeing his late night triage training for his new EMS like team of people that are working in the alley now. So we're going to do some timey-wimey time magic thing and move on to the next morning. The next morning, trains are coming in. It's a cool, slightly foggy morning. The alley has a few people stumbling in from late night trysts or drinking tours or just jobs. And on the wind, there's the occasional little dandelion-like tuft of white furry petals that will waft on the wind, swirling in the square a little bit before continuing on its way. It's quiet, a little too quiet, but there's always that sliver of time when everything is still. The greenery that's been planted is just that a little bit greener. The flowers that bloom during the day and close at night are just starting to open up, and the sky is that shade of marmalade like orange and red that all mixes together as the sun decides to peek out. And that is where we begin our morning. Not starting at the Valentine household this time, but instead at the train station. Desdemona. The train now is more like a gutted trolley than a fancy train as it used to be, as it rattles into a station that looks like it really was either the ground zero for some type of explosion or the remains of some kind of conflict. Some stuff is still a little bit singed, metal is a little bit black, but they've cleaned up as much as possible. There's nobody else on the train with you, really, as it rolls into the Alstroemeria alley station. Just a very nervous, tiny woman dressed in her light gray and white Victorian business suit, everything trim and fitted just to her. She's got a sensible pair of boots on her feet so she can walk all over the place. And little Frisia First is standing there with her clipboard, looking at the name and looking at the train, waiting for the newest occupant of Alstroemeria Alley to arrive, Desdemona. Give people an idea of what Desdemona looks like and what she's doing at this moment.
Desdemona is very tall. I already forgot where her height used to be. Let's say it's like 6'2" or something. Just built like an Amazon. Given what she's learned or her new allowance, she's definitely cleaned up, so she's no longer wearing like the ragged remnants of a dress. Now she's wearing like proper leathers. She looks like she's wearing something eerily similar to, but legally distinct enough from the Blood Hunter outfit from Bloodborne. I have very specific references, but she still has that big like grizzly bear pelt draped over her. She's dragging her axe along, but she's cleaned up nicely.
And Frisia looks up and then looks a little bit further up and then looks a little bit further up because she is a healthy 5'2", if that, with her boots. And she's like, "Oh, okay. Are you Desdemona? No specified last name."
I suppose I am here to meet you.
I'm here to meet you. Do we really know anyway? It's like the chicken and the egg, or the egg and the chicken. Like, what came first? Who knows? It depends on your beliefs, really. Sorry. I just drank some tea that was very strong, and I think I had a glimpse of my future. I don't know. It was very, very strong. But you're here. I'm here. Do you have luggage or baggage or things that? Sorry, I'm the new CEO of the rail company. Because my boss was a criminal and he made a dragon. Yeah, the Countess
You're
told
doing
me.
fine. I don't have any luggage with me, but I would like to hear more about Dragon.
Did I say dragon? I meant it was a train that was botanically hybridized into something that some people, because they all inhaled the same substance, mistook for a dragon. Let's go to the Carnation Cafe and Boarding House, where you'll be staying temporarily until your living accommodations are finalized. And I think you might meet some people you know there, and I can get some more tea. All right, is that an axe?
Da. I don't suppose you would like to ask me a question about it.
Ask you. Oh, puns! I remember when I could make puns without stressing, but now I have to. Oh, I love that so much. There was a pun there. All right. And if you follow me, I can take you on a brief tour of Alstroemeria Alley on our way to the boarding house. All right, and we're walking, and she just turns with her clipboard and starts clicking. Oh my goodness. You know, we may have to make a detour. We may have to make a detour because I'm supposed to have an assistant starting this morning, and I forgot because I've not had any help. So, oh, I know. How was your ride?
Quiet. It is nice change of space.
Okay. Um, You know, space is an interesting concept. I was reading notes from my previous boss, and he was thinking about how to best use space by growing more space. Because I think his he put a little bit more than just, whiskey in his flask, but also he is some kind of scientific genius or something. Okay, mind your step. There's some mysterious blue liquid right there that's a little bit corrosive. I thought we got it all. Okay. Quiet. What do you do? She's flipping through her clipboard. It doesn't have occupation.
Do you know how there are things that go bump in the evening? I bump back. Harder.
Okay, so some type of secure. Um, I'm
Security is appropriate analog.
okay. I'm just put night security. All right. And what would you like? What do you see yourself? Not what do you see yourself in 5 years? Because I've answered that question once, and it certainly wasn't CEO of a company because of a dragon. But what would you like to do with your life here?
I tend to travel around, but it would be nice to have a permanent space to come to in between travels. Also, between mysterious blue liquid and whatever techno mumbo jumbo you refer to the dragon as, it sounds like you have people here that like to make monsters. I like to get rid of them. So it seems like a decent enough arrangement.
Oh, thank goodness. Would you like a job? I mean, no, I'm not supposed to just ask like that. I'm supposed there's a process, but I don't have human resources yet. That department has not been filled. Because I used to do that, but now I'm running the company. But if you would like a job while you were here working security, because the paintings on the walls move, that would be great. So I don't have to worry about getting murdered while I'm trying to do invoices.
It sounds like we have a deal.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. And she guides you along the way, headed instead for the office, completely forgetting the boarding house offer. And if there was a camera, it would pan to the household, not the household, the boarding house room, so to speak, that the Valentines occupy. They have more than one room because they've got more than one child. Well, not more than one child. They have one child in one ward, but languages
We
iffy.
have one child and one adult woman that we've adopted.
One 5'8" woman, just a full, really grown, tall, boobish woman, just living there. Also, not responsible for herself, but for some reason lives with a child and says that it's not hers. They're just siblings. It's not weird. Everyone be cool about it.
Marty is up, not necessarily early for Marty, but earlier than Marty had been getting up because there was the move and the vacation with quotation marks and everything that was happening. He's up, his longish hair pulled back and a stylish mouth, glasses on. Um, in that state of I was in my pajamas, but I'm putting on half outside clothes just in case someone comes through the door. So pajama pants, but button down shirt and so on, in front of a little pail that he's packed up with little goodies and stuff inside of it as he just talks to himself. Okay, so this is lunch so that she doesn't try to con anybody out of food. I've got to go downstairs and get something for her to grab on her way out.
Is she leaving already?
I don't know, but don't you
Oh.
think she should? Like it's
Well-
a job.
Well, Pete's coming over for breakfast.
Oh God.
Remember French toast?
Oh. Well then after breakfast then.
Yeah. Yeah, after breakfast sounds like sounds great. You might want different pants. I'm fine with it, but I know you.
Oh my goodness, yes. I cannot be seen like, but it's Pete. Like I don't really care. I'm not getting dressed up for Pete.
No, they're not gonna care either.
I mean Pete. Usually Marty is having like a mini existential crisis about his life, where he is now, all in like a span of 15 seconds.
Put my hands on Marty's shoulder and say, "Love, you do not need to change pants for Pete. It's fine."
I think it should say something to like how much domestic bliss that we've had, that just sounded so romantic, and maybe I'm just stressed out right now because we've upped like our life and we're here, and I hope Cassiopeia likes the new outfit that I made her because I got the job at that Pris's pumpernickel pastry whatever petticoat parlor. Why do people use so much alliteration in this?
I don't. It's already hard enough to remember all the. Honestly, it makes it like easier to remember but harder to say. So it's like, which is more important.
Yeah. Anyways, I got that job. Then I also have the job at the Abbey.
Yeah.
Which is strange. I was worried that it would be a religious thing, but they said they just kept the name Abbey because it used to be an actual abbey and it was easier.
Well, that's confusing.
But the kids are there. I might be able to do some teaching in between the tailoring work. So I think we can make this work.
I do too.
Okay, so I'm going to at least shave, at least brush my hair so Pete has no, fodder for jokes. And
Love, it's Pete. They'll figure something out. Sorry, that wasn't reassuring, was it? You look lovely. Please do what you need to do. Ignore the fact that Pete is a menace.
Mhm.
But I love them regardless because they're wonderful, but also a menace. And that's okay because people can be multiple things.
Yeah, keep that energy, keep up that energy. I will probably match that energy once I've had coffee, but I wanted to make sure that I made like Cassiopeia's lunch and got her outfit out.
I got you coffee.
Oh. Again, like the little things. It's the little things now. Like this is like, oh my goodness. And he just walks off with this.
I'll go wake up Cass and Cal.
Please don't wake up Cal. Like I don't need Cal learning from Pete. Let him stay. He's exhausted. I gave him that milk infused with lavender, and just let him wake up on his own. I don't.
Okay.
Growing boy. I'm going to use that excuse. He's a growing boy.
I will wake up Cass and do my best to make sure Cass does not wake up Cal.
I'm going to go shave. He just drinks his coffee and staggers.
I imagine he just
Yeah.
and done.
Yes.
And then I will go wake up Cassiopeia.
I imagine there is 2 beds, and somehow every night, Cass or Cal will crawl into each other's bed and whisper the whole night instead. Like, they're like, okay, time for bed. We're like, yeah, we're going to bed, and we're sleeping our separate beds. And then one of them gets up and goes to the other bed. They're like, so anyways, here's what I dream about. And Cassiopeia's like, yes, tell me more about these interesting dreams. They're definitely not prophetic. Interesting. Or Cass will be like, so conning is all about, and like we'll try to teach him, even though he has no interest in being a con man. So they're probably in the same bed. Who knows which bed it is right now? Just completely entangled, like fell asleep and they're rolled around a lot, like 6-year-olds do. Just fully all over.
Cal sort of starfishes when he sleeps in the way where his foot is usually in someone's face and his elbow is in somebody's ribs, and then later on, his knee is firmly wedged into a kidney. Like he's that child that doesn't sleep in one position. And you enter into this very domestic and sweet. Ooh, captioning is blocking Ryan and Jez. Okay.
I'll head over and sort of like gently put my hand on Cassiopeia's shoulder and sort of like gently rock her and put my finger up to my mouth, like.
She's about to scream as soon. She's still doing that thing where she's used to living in the streets, and so she panics when she's like touched by people when she wakes up, and so she like goes to scream and then looks around and is like, it like crawls out of the bed. The bed moves so much because she like the weight is different now, and she's like,
I'll just like we'll slowly leave the room and close the door. Okay, Pete's coming over. Do you know Pete?
Pete. Oh, the really tall one, the one that's also a boxer like you, the one that you both were going to go to tea together.
No, that was Mo. No, Pete. They're like, I don't know, they're about my height or so. They're cool. They tell me where things are and other stuff, and they're really interested in meeting you. And they're coming over for breakfast. We're having French toast. It's going to be great. Do we have orange juice? I think we're out of orange juice. That's fine. I'll just make coffee. But
now I have a question for you, Sim. When they said they were interested in meeting me, right? Did they say something about like I really want to see her, like mention any sight kind of things? Just curious,
No, they were just like, whenever you got brought up, they would get like I don't know, just like wiggle a little bit, and like just like want to talk about you, and I was like, well, she's living with us, so you can just like come over and come over for breakfast tomorrow, and it'll be great. I'll introduce you two can talk, and they were like, I would never, and I was like, Pete, I don't know what you're talking about. Just come over and have breakfast.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't Mo we're talking about. This is a different one.
I'm sure you've seen Pete around somewhere. You'll recognize him when they get here. It's cool.
Cassiopeia says nothing else to Sim, but starts unbuttoning her top. She's like, sorry, Marty, I promised I would cover up, but listen, got some conning to do. Hey, Sim, let's go. Let's head out. It is so hot today, isn't it? It's really hot today. Don't you think? Anyways, let's go. and just like walks, pushes her, like just fully does the thing. People who have boobs will know this, like the scoop thing to make sure her boobs are really ambushing, today. And like follows behind Sim. What a beautiful day it is. I really think the city has a lot to offer us as a family, opportunities wise. It seems like everyone here has really good taste. And that's what really matters, don't you think?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
If there was a camera, it would pan to the doorway of the finest fripperies. I got that part. Where there's a tall, slender, hooded individual that knocks gently, pauses, knocks a little bit more firmly, and waits patiently. They stand about maybe 5'8" at the most, but well built, athletic, gender indeterminate behind the cloak and the hood, but it's not an unfamiliar individual.
Genevieve, it's not like super early in the morning,
Oh.
right? Yeah. So she's not like in a dressing gown or anything. So Genevieve will come down. She's probably getting ready to open the shop anyway. And before the door opens, the stranger would hear like a bark, 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 as Princess Letitia Elizabeth von Puddingspire, the English bulldog, barrels towards the door, hearing a knocking. And then Genevieve will open the door with her ferret creature, Potassium von Honeydew, on her shoulder. And she's like, yes, good morning. Hello. Oh, it's so good to see you. Do come in.
And the individual known as Whisper, awkwardly but gracefully, just looks behind their shoulder, looks forward, comes in a few feet. I've come to. It's a day that I have partially off, and I was wondering if you needed. And for such a professional messenger, no nonsense individual, that there's almost a slight stammer in their tone as they're like, if Tisha and Tassie, if you needed assistance with them today, someone to watch them.
Darling, if you miss them so much, you know they missed you twice as much. Do you want to take my darlings for a walk?
And Whisper is already halfway, like kneeled down, showing the bulldog a lot of love and so on, but straightens up quickly. Out of gratitude, the gratitude that the monarch and all of us have for the actions that you assisted with, I do not mind assisting you in this way. I know you have a shop to run, and they are wonderful companions for when I make my rounds.
Whisper, absolutely. And you don't even need to pretend like it's a favor to me. If you miss them, you can just come say that you want to snuggle the doggy.
I don't believe that those words will ever come out of my mouth. But I am not opposed to the general sentiment.
Just now go give some good kisses
And
to Whisper and be very, very good. And Tassie's gonna run down her arm and hop onto Whisper.
This is not the first time Whisper has come to provide assistance with watching your animals. But they always act like it's official business. But they nod a few times. So I will say that there are quite a few newcomers that should probably be gathering at the boarding house. You didn't hear that from me. It's just something that I heard and caught on a whisper.
What is the dress code?
I don't think you've ever failed to not meet a dress code. I think you always do more sometimes than is even asked for, and I think that is a branding thing that works for you.
You know how to charm a girl, whisper.
Whisper just bows their head and says, "All right. Oh, I'm Princess." Actually, let us. And they exit very quietly. When Whisper moves, there's no footprints. That's why they tend to clear their throat or knock on the door. And you see outside of your shop, stuck under a few cobblestones, again, this dandelion-like fluff that you've been seeing more of, but no dandelions lately. Some people have just been sweeping it out of the way, but it's starting to gather more and more each day.
Oh, I do wish that our darling old friend was here, who is excellent with plants. That really would have been quite wonderful. She would know just what to do about it. Can I go take a look at some of the dandelion fluff? I know nothing about botany, but I do know about art history and natural history.
Would you like to make a pick?
I'm gonna guess natural history because it probably seems natural.
Go ahead and roll for it.
Okay, I'm better at art history, but this made more sense. Ooh, okay, that's good. That's a 20 out of 41.
Okay. From natural history, and I'll give this to you because I don't think it's 100% botany. You know that dandelions are known to represent faithfulness and happiness, and their seeds can travel miles before finding a location to actually start growing. Used in a lot of poetry and stories and so on, the one thought that floats in the ether, so to speak, of that high level understanding is the definition, meaning faithfulness and happiness. But it's not normal to see a lot of fluff, but no known location of dandelions.
She's gonna think that's odd, but then just kind of go, well, I suppose the monarch's in a good mood. Must be something from below. Step inside, grab a fabulous hat, put in a very decorative pin, and head off to the boarding house where everybody is.
And the boarding house is where
the new people are going to be.
Yes, all the new people are there for the sake of narrative ease, and also storytelling. Asmodeus, Samuel, and Emo. We'll start with Emo. How is your morning going?
So I thought I was staying with the doctor. Is that the same place?
Oh, you're staying with the doctor?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I will come back to you.
Okay.
I will bring you to the boarding house because I am a storyteller who keeps track of things sometimes. And so we'll go to the scientists who were at the boarding house, starting with Asmodeus. How is your morning going?
I'm just doing a little bit of light reading to start off the day. Otherwise not doing too much, trying to keep up my skills, learn a little bit more about astronomy, keep up with what's going on currently, and maybe use it as a way to spur thoughts on other things that could be going on, and directions to go as we settle in to the lab.
All right. And what's Ryan? In the boarding house setup, is there rooms where people can stay? There's a communal kitchen, dining room, living room area, and then a couple floors of just rooms where people stay, sometimes for a short time, sometimes for longer. This is where you all were brought last night in preparation for going to see your lab space and potential living space. Well, today. But in the morning time, this is where you were at the same boarding house as the Valentine family, and where Desdemona was supposed to be brought before Frisia realized she could hire some security. Um, so what's Samuel up to?
Samuel's just finished getting dressed. He's packing up some of his equipment that he was looking over last night. Some his telescope, some of his lenses. Making sure those are packed so he can bring them to the lab with the rest of his equipment. And I was thinking about what he's gonna do for breakfast. Let's see if any place is open.
Okay.
He's probably planning on asking Asmodeus if he wants to go get breakfast, I guess.
All right. And as you sit there, you see a tiny, not new to everyone else that lives in Alstroemeria Alley, but new for you all. There's an old lady with very weathered, but still and not necessarily wrinkled, dark brown skin, prismatic like white hair that she just lets fall down her back in thick curls. She's dressed in, these maybe hand woven, you don't know, but oversized tunic like dress. And she half waddles and half walks into kitchen dining room area, carrying a couple of baskets, and the smell of fresh baked bread fills the air as she pauses and looks between you two. Ah, I've brought bread. Someone told me that someone was going to dip it in eggs and sugar and sprinkle it with powder and attribute it to the French. So I baked some bread and. Hello, Duds. I don't think we've met. You're new. You came from the Countess.
Morning, ma'am. Samuel has just arrived last night.
And I'm Asmodeus.
Mm.
That bread smells wonderful.
Yes. Do you know one thing that they don't have? The further you go into the ether is the smell of fresh cooking. It just becomes cold. Do you wonder if the stars have ever smelled their parental figure's love through the food that they've prepared for them? Or if they watch us and only imagine what that might be like?
Sure, if any food is prepared with love, the message is sent and received.
But for you, how you cook is not necessarily with the ingredients that are grown from the earth. It's breaking down the ingredients that make up even the earth. And from that you cook hypotheticals and discoveries and ideas. Well, here's the bread. I am called She pauses for a moment. You look as though you've met my sister. Have you?
Is there a resemblance?
She sends me letters about how she's relieved that all of her children are grown. And then gets upset because I say that nothing is ever fully grown. It is only always growing. And then sometimes she cusses in the letters and tells me that that made no sense. But
That definitely sounds familiar.
Myrtle.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
yeah,
Next woman.
yeah. Well, here's your bread. I'm going to go now because then people are waking up and there's a loud child that lives here and a woman who mostly leads with her bust. I have never been so endowed, but Myrtle and I, back in the day, had a sister who was just topsy-turvy almost. If you turned her upside down, she could be a top. And, but it's amazing. I had never thought about that until now. I'm going to go find the carpenter who's been helping and have him make a top because I haven't seen one in a while. Okay. And the old lady starts to toddle. Oh, I forgot. She turns around with a couple of pieces of fluff that she's picked off the ground. And here. And she holds out almost a singular, small clump to either of you.
She'll take.
Yeah, I'll reach out and grab it.
It's amazing when you water things that are unknown. You never know what you're going to get. And she just toddles out the door. And then one moment it seems like she's there. You can hear her little slippers against the cobblestones, and then it's quiet again. And you're left with the fresh baskets of bread. And we're going to... Yeah, what are the scientists doing after they receive the bread and their flour fluff?
Samuel just turned. She's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think she's one that if you listen to, there's a lot you can pick up and learn from.
Yeah. Interesting way of thinking of things.
Yeah, it's definitely different, but it's always good to have a different perspective.
That's true. What are you gonna set up in the lab when you get there?
I was thinking of trying to, well, I was interested in some of your lenses and trying to see if we can use materials behind them, almost like a filter, and maybe look at some of the stars at different colors and see how they look like. That might tell us something, it might tell us nothing.
It should help.
If nothing else, it's interesting to me at least.
Yeah, the lenses aren't exactly perfected, but they should help.
Oh, I know your work, Samuel, and I'm sure they're just fine. That is, if this fluff doesn't distract you a little too much.
Suppose we should leave some for some of the others.
Follow the bread.
Yeah.
Well, how much time should we give them?
I guess until we get through a few.
That's mood. How should we save the carbs for other people, or should we? No, just it's feeling like Sam's gonna come downstairs. We saved you a. How many were there? Who knows? So the camera is going to pan over now to right outside of the doctor's office.
Emo is used to being on the farm, right? So she gets up really early. And in town it's not going to be any different. So she gets up early and she goes for a morning jog, which gulp, I say, because gross to me, but Emma loves it. So she goes out for her morning run, and then comes back and does her push-ups and her pull-ups and all of her exercises, and then showers or whatever the equivalent would be in this universe, and then tries to beat the doctor downstairs to make breakfast as a way to say thank you for having her stay with him and for teaching her.
Okay. I'm making notes. And so the camera will now pan back to probably the only original location that wasn't completely dilapidated by the destruction that happened in the factory, the offices of the Royal Railworks. And it's the most desolate looking office building, one-story little office building, because she's not replaced the oil lamps on the outside. There's a couple of like papers that are still sitting out in the front of it. She's just pretty much been going to work and going home. And as she unlocks the door with a shaky hand and turns to, so it's not much. It's actually, it is a lot. That's why I haven't done much with it. And she leads you to the front office space that is, as referenced in season 1, it's novo riche in that way that comes across as tacky. The way that someone decorates their office space to show that they're making money, whether they're not. Like some of the couches and stuff have a little bit of velour or velvet on it. There was plush carpeting, but it looks like she has started to try to remove that. Like part of it has been removed, and there's like a hardwood floor underneath it. She still uses her secretary desk as opposed to the actual office. And those doors don't look like they have been opened in months. There's still like some dust on the doorknobs and so on. And these mysterious paintings of plants. There's about 6 or 8, and they're all on the different walls, and they're plants in the shapes of different objects and faces and so on. And they look so hyper realistic that they look like if you could just reach out, you could touch the plant. But at the same time, psychologically knowing that it has to just be a painting. She turns and she fiddles with the contraption. One of the perks of having a boss who is an inventor and engineering genius, pushes a button and pulls something out and turns a key, and the whole room is illuminated with lighting. As she turns to you, so this is the main. Well, this isn't the main office. This is the front room. Don't look at the plants. Don't look at the paintings. They don't, just they move. And this is where I do most of my work. And there's piles of paperwork on her desk. There's a tea kettle that is still there with a teacup, there's a half of a scone tucked underneath a binder. And she's just like, I'm not usually this messy, but I haven't really gotten around to organizing yet. So, then she pauses for a moment, looks at her clipboard, looks back up. This is not on the itinerary. I have not done something that is on the itinerary. I was supposed to take you to the boarding house. I am so sorry.
I will find my way there eventually. I am curious about paintings, though, and I'll try to grab one.
Wait. So you're probably going to win this, but I need you to do. I need you to go ahead and give me. Yeah, I'm scrolling down these stats. So either a dodge. Go ahead and roll me a dodge versus her laughable attempt at a half tackle, half grab as you go to reach for one of the paintings.
Yeah, I don't. I have a low dodge because I'm not used to dodging things. That's a 50 out of 44, so I do not dodge.
Okay. She rolled a 6. And she just sort of, because she is small, and you all know the move I'm talking about. It's when you jump on the back of someone who is significantly larger than you are, and sort of koala there. There's less koalaing because she's got a somewhat restrictive skirt on, but she just sort of hops on your back, arms wrapped around you. Wait, no, please don't touch the paintings.
I don't understand.
Okay, so, and she could let go at any moment, right? That would be a sane person's thing. But she sort of shifts a little bit, realizes that she's got a comfortable koala position, and this is probably, outside the hug she got yesterday, the most comforting human contact she has had in a while, and just sort of keeps her arms wrapped around your shoulders from the back. Okay. So the paintings. Do you remember that blue liquid that's a little bit corrosive?
Vaguely.
Yes, I think that was used as the main. I'm not a scientist or a very Oh no self-deprecation. No self-deprecation. I don't have an educational background in scientific things, but I think it was maybe mixed into the paint that was used for this. And we had a cleaning lady who came and she touched one of the paintings. And can I tell you something and you promise not to laugh at me or accuse me of not having enough sleep, which I probably don't, or of having too much caffeine?
I make no promises, but I will give you benefit of doubt.
I swear, after she touched it, her hand was the painting.
That is not among top 3 weirdest things I have experienced with plants, so I will take your word for it.
Yeah, and then I tried to tell my boss, and he was like, "You're seeing things." But then he looked really curious, took the painting off the wall, took it back in there, and that one right there that looks like the lady who's sort of cupping her chin, I swear, that used to just be a cat. So
I will avoid them then. unless they start something.
That is the nightmare fuel that I needed to make sure I go home at the end of my workday instead of sleeping in the office. So you're already helping me in security ways. And she's just sort of resting her cheek on your shoulder from behind, and she just comfortably clings. Like she doesn't realize she's doing it.
I think I'll do like the 5 Mississippis and then just like clear my throat.
Oh, right. This is. Oh, she scrambles down, brushes herself off. I mean, this is probably not CEO behavior, and um, you could probably report me to HR if there was an HR department. But there's not an HR department, so I will write myself up. Um, Boarding house. I think that's where we should go now, and then I will get some keys made for you for the office, and I will get you the. She flips to the clipboard. I have some reports that I wrote up about some of the delinquency going on around the office. That maybe you could see what it is because someone told me it was an armadillo, and I don't think those exist in this geographical region. But my boss made a dragon, so who knows what's possible.
I would imagine most things. You can tell me about the reports on the way there. I prefer to be on the move and not reading.
Okay, yes, that makes sense. I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna put this down in your a auditory learner, not a visual learner. And okay, and she takes a deep breath this way, and we're walking, and she heads on towards the boarding house. Um, Genevieve, as you walk past the doctor's office, is there someone you want to swing by and
Oh, absolutely. Knowing that the doctor is indisposed, she would absolutely go pick up Emma, who's new in town. And as there are new people at the boarding house, she would want to make sure that this darling girl gets the opportunity to make friends and be in the appropriate social position if she's so inclined.
So as you enter into the doctor's, you'll hear some clattering and the sound of cooking happening in the kitchen area.
Mr. Emmeline? Emma?
Genevieve, you can come back here.
I was just on my way to the boarding house for some breakfast. Would you like to accompany me?
Oh, I was in the middle of making breakfast. Would you like a cuppa?
Oh, I would love that. You're so thoughtful. Just sent TC and Tassie off with I suppose you could call them a dog walker. I guess with their best friend.
Oh, the dog? Your little dog? I think somebody said her name was Princess?
Yes, Princess Letitia von Puddingspire.
Well, I still need to meet her. She sounds like a really good dog.
Oh, she's a dear.
So Emma finishes making up the breakfast and hands you a cup of tea. How do you take it, Genevieve?
Just a bit of cream, no sugar.
Easy enough. And then she pours in the cream. And did you already eat, Miss Genevieve?
Oh, no. Oh, no, I was just going to start my breakfast when I was informed that there were new people to meet at the boarding house and that they were having some sort of toast from France, and I wanted to see what filthy thing that was. Nothing like a good, solid English breakfast. So I'm glad that I'm stopping here first to have something actually helpful in my body before we go eat some nasty French little thing.
Absolutely. And she pulls out like a full Irish breakfast and more meat and beans than there should be in breakfast, and sets it down in front of you, and Right then, I think I'll do the dishes real quick, and runs off to do the dishes while like stuffing her face with a piece of toast, and then comes back and sits down and eats with you. With Genevieve there, she's gonna do her best to have good manners, but she grew up on a farm with like 8 siblings, so she eats really fast. There's a reason she's so big. And
it tastes like home. I haven't had beans cooked this way in ages. These are delicious. What are you doing working as a boxer?
well, I mean, I'm not that domesticated, and so it wasn't really my mom's priority. She kind of decided that it wasn't likely that I was going to marry a man, so she didn't really teach me how to cook. And
Well, surely you'd have to cook for yourself.
Right, and that's why I eat this mostly.
I see.
I can make one meal. That is breakfast. Otherwise, it's just beans on toast for all demo.
Well, this is absolutely delicious. Let's finish this up and then see what sort of frippery with meringue and marzipan they're eating over from the French.
Yeah, I have no idea what the French eat.
I believe it's something with a lot of powdered sugar and, something that gets your head cut off, I suppose.
I think I get that. She kind of laughs, even though she actually really doesn't get the joke. And then says, do you think that Cassiopeia will be there?
Oh, well, I believe so. She is staying at the boarding house with that lovely little couple and the clever little boy, isn't she?
Right. I'll be right back. And she runs upstairs and comes back down with like her vest, and then her hair is like suddenly nicer, and she puts a little hat on, and she's, all right then, I'm ready to go when you are.
Just a moment. And Genevieve will take off a flower from her own hat and put it on Elmo's.
Oh, thank you, Miss Genevieve. Does it look all right?
It needed just a dash of color. You look absolutely radiant.
Thank you. And she blushes.
Now let's get going and see your girl.
She like puts her arm out for you to take.
Well, absolutely take that arm.
And escorts you to the boarding house, even though she doesn't know the way. So you have to steer her.
Yeah, Genevieve's like, I haven't been escorted this nobly since I was a young girl.
Well, Genevieve, you can't possibly be that old.
Oh, well, I passed my marrying age long, long ago. Genevieve's like in her late 40s.
I don't know if that's true, Genevieve.
Well, there's no real need for a man around the house anyway, is there?
Well, that part is
Emma
true.
Wink.
Though I do enjoy the good doctor. You're quite correct.
Oh. You okay, honey?
No. At the boarding house, Marty has done a little bit more than shaved and brushed his hair. He has, changed his shirt and so on, because may or may not be because he has a knife holster that he needs to make sure is under his shirt, or it may just be because he wants to look at least presentable for new people. But comes out, hair still damp from being cleaned, freshly shaved, glasses on face, coffee cup empty, and that was a while ago. So as we fast forward to everyone making their way downstairs, you have Marty just reassuring Cassiopeia. So, first day of work. We're excited about the first day of work.
We're very excited. We're super excited.
Yep, I see
We're
you,
going
me.
to lie about all of my credentials and give a fake last name, correct? And then also, I've already faked the documents. You can check my work here. I'm not really sure. It has been a while since I've done some forgery, but honestly, I still think it's pretty good. See, these people are real people, actually. I've stolen from them, so that's how I know they're real. pulls out more, like paperwork, like a bunch of files, like a resume. It looks super professional. Like she's just like worked on it all night. She's done it. Obviously, you can tell like with some of it. It's like a secondary page that she tries to hide, and it's like Cal's notes. Like you could tell her and Cal discussed what she should put on her resume. She probably gave like a list of contacts, like of people she knows that she's stolen from and stuff, or like conned in some way. And then Cal was like, "No, you don't need a random engineer. That seems like very odd ability. Also, you probably wouldn't pass as an engineer because you're 25." She's like, "Very fair point. I am very young."
You have Marty just stares at the documents for a while, then looks up at you, and then stares at the documents. Can you roll me a conceal, please? Not conceal. Let me see. What do I want to do to you?
Don't say it like that, babe.
I mean, what? No, not,
Hey,
what
check in.
what do I want to do with you collaboratively?
Could it be law? Could it be law, maybe? Or just persuade? Persuade?
I need you to roll. So, did you forge any signatures on this particular document, or did you just copy some stuff?
I'm trying to copy. Depends on what I have to roll for. Let me think. Did I copy? She probably has two where she has like just the regular resume, which is just copying, whatever. And then if they had asked for like what is it called when they ask for people who recommend you or whatever?
Letters of
references.
Yeah.
Thank you, babe. Like, and the references, that's forged.
Okay. So we're gonna do something a little bit more generalized. Then go ahead and give me an idea roll, please.
Idea roll. Okay. Cool. Okay, man, I have not used my idea in a while.
Ideas and your character attributes.
Hell yeah. I got 20 something under 75. I got 29 out of 75.
Good.
I'm smart. Shocking, everyone. I know you all didn't see this one coming, but I am both smart and charismatic. Also, I'm actually pretty good at most things.
Okay.
Genevieve has like the stamina of a tank.
I love that so much for you. There is a bit in which I realized that my agility was like 80, and I was like, damn, I'm fast. I speed.
So you see, Marty looks at your paperwork, looks at you, looks at your paperwork.
I'd pay money to see Marty's stats.
And he just says, I think you already have the job. I think this is a little bit overkill. You also need to tailor your... He says, if you tell...
You didn't think that Cal and I thought it'd be cute to add painter. You didn't think that was a good idea?
Marty just takes the paperwork. Just takes the paperwork.
Gymnast?
Okay. If you tell Cal that I'm about to do this...
Okay.
The custom
There's a long
corsets...
pause because I think... You what? You're gonna what?
If the corsets that I designed specifically for you, that I have to find the final fabric for the lining, will disappear.
Disappear?
So I know that it's hard to keep secrets from Cal, and
it's the worst. He's my best friend.
Okay, you know what? Just give me the paperwork. Go get cleaned up. I'm not going to do anything to it to make it more authentic and believable. I'm just going to read it and return it as if I have a very respectable background. He says, coffee, and just goes down the stairs with his paperwork. He says, the outfit is upstairs. Again, don't worry, your bust is on full
Thank you.
You-
I like march up the stairs.
And then he pauses as he sees the scientists. Oh, familiar people. There's going to be a short menace that's going to come in here in a little bit and talk and say things. And I have to create a resume for a con artist that doesn't actually seem like a resume from a con artist by using my background that is not actually on record as a con artist to do that. So, good morning. Where did you get the bread?
Osmotus is gonna hold out some bread.
Ah,
It
thank you.
seemed like you used breakfast.
Thank you. Sim is going to come down here. He's going to do something with the bread and make basically heaven on a plate. So you're just in time for that. Looks at Samuel for a moment. Looks up the stairs. Looks at Samuel. Looks back up the stairs. Yeah, she'll be down later. Just heads towards the kitchen where the coffee is. Cal is still sleeping because that is what children do when they are exhausted. And the door opens, and in waltzes the one, the only, Peony Pete. Fresh, may or may not have gone to wherever they sleep to change, but fresh clothes, hair freshly cut, got his edges touched up, and she's got on a new vest, knee braces nowhere in sight today, probably under the trousers, and holds a couple of bottles of milk. All right, I'm trying to be respectable here because I know there's children. I know there's probably children, so I brought milk. But I may have hidden something a little bit harder in the back of a pot out front. Right. Looks at the two he doesn't recognize. Oh, you're new. Just pulls up a chair to wherever they're sitting, puts the milk on the table. Looks like the mother's been around. Look like she's already been around, brought some bread and everything. I'm here to eat breakfast because I'm trying a respectable thing. Anytime I want to appreciate there's a word that starts with A, and the second letter is an S, but there's more than just one letter after that, and I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. It's an aesthetic or something like that. I usually just stop after the three letters, but I can appreciate the aesthetics of a lovely lady, and so that's also why I'm here, and to discuss business. I'm here for legitimate reasons. Hello, both of you. I don't think we've met. They call me Pete, Peony Pete.
How's it going, Pete?
This is a little awkward. I thought the other couple would be down here with their son and the.
I think they're still getting ready. They'll
Yeah.
be down in a bit.
Right.
You can sit and have breakfast with us until they come.
All right. Do you? You all don't have an adopted ward that just happens to be an amazing specimen of female existence, do you? Like, I'm trying to see if it's a thing because there's like these new people coming to the alley and they're just absolutely bringing these just I don't know what's happening, but I'm thankful. And like, I'm not a religious person, but sometimes I'm like, oh my God, because something strange has happened. And so maybe those are like prayers that are being answered. But and then like the diplomat from Morocco or somewhere left yesterday, so like my schedule imp just cleared up completely, and that's why I'm here. To be respectable.
Sounds like you need a break.
Respectably, I have to agree. Yep. Right, so you're new here, or you're here because you have to be, or you're here because you want to be, or...
Bit of both.
Right. I know. Are either one of you interested in tea?
Not especially.
Okay. And then what about you with the... Is it a book or a dictionary?
Just a book.
Wow, that's a lot of words to read on purpose.
I,
Like,
I,
you get...
I have water. I'm okay.
All right. Are you getting paid for it? Do you get paid a lot of money to read books like that on purpose?
I don't necessarily get paid to read the books, but the books can help me get paid.
You know, I thought about reading books. I did. I really did. Sometimes there's some real fancy books, like in the Frippery's place, you know, with it, like. But after like 2 pages, I just feel like I'm going to go to sleep. So I have books, I do, but I have them because sometimes like lavender tea is not available or whatever that stuff, and I don't like the smell. It's like, who wants to drink flowers? So I just sometimes looks over his shoulder. Sometimes I just nick a book from Miss Framingham, but I think she knows because I always come back with like something shiny to put in her shop, and then I just read 2 pages and I'm out like a light.
Hey, Pete.
I've come for the teapot. I brought milk so that you'll... Marty has been dead silent in the kitchen just to not be noticed. I brought milk so that your other half doesn't, try to shank me.
Oh, no. Marty loves you. Don't worry. I know he's a bit prickly sometimes, but that's how he shows affection. He's like a cat. If he stabs you, it means he likes you.
Well, I want to believe you. I do, because I have been stabbed several times by in similar situations related to but I have a feeling that if that one stabbed me, it would probably be permanent, and that's just I'm not good at gambling. I'm really good at nicking things, but I'm not good at gambling. So
Me neither. Too much math.
I know, right? There's like, I
Yeah.
want you to know, and how much do you want to bet? Like, you want me to give you my money. I'm supposed to give you
Right.
my money. How do I know what you have? I don't know what you have.
Right. I worked hard for this money. I probably bled quite a bit for this money,
right?
and like, I just want to take it.
And you say,
Rude.
put more money in the middle if you think you've got better cards than him. How am I supposed to know? I'm not psychic.
And then sometimes they just lie.
I know. Like, why would you do that?
Beats me. I'm gonna get started on breakfast. Cash should be down in a minute. She's just getting dressed. I think we have some other friends coming to join us, so that's exciting. Yeah.
All right. And then Marty was in the kitchen, and then when Pete like gets up to turn around, Marty's just standing right there, no facial expression, holding a cup of coffee. Oh, Marty! Hey, how's it going? How's your beautiful baby angel child thing? And Marty just turns and heads back to sit at the table with the scientists. Please let me know when the food is ready. And then he just kind of pulls something that's like a pamphlet out of a pocket and sits there with their coffee. Starts to just ignore Pete's whole existence. I don't know what I did. I really don't know what I did. I just showed up, and I was looking respectfully. I swear to God, I was looking respectfully.
Yeah, it just takes a second to warm up to you.
You keep saying that, and I love your optimism. I really do.
Thank you.
Do. And at this time, Frisia and Desdemona and Genevieve and Emo would all be converging on the entrance of this lovely boarding house. Frisia's.
When Emma sees Desdemona from far away, Genevieve hears her under her breath go, "Big lady."
Genevieve will just go, and deep breath, and let's go in. Morning, everyone, and welcome to Alstroemeria. Allie, it's so good to see that you're all awake, and you have met Emo, haven't you? Emmo's new to the alley.
Hi, Emo.
Nice to see you again, Sim.
Desdemona! And Sim will just run over and give Desdemona a big hug. Desdemona, who is full, 10 inches taller than Sim. So...
Love it. Desdemona will give you that immediate clap on the back.
I see, Desmond.
It's been too long.
Good to see all of you are still alive.
Yeah!
Osmotus will discreetly find where any condiments are and just move up from Desdemona.
Hey, where'd my nutmeg go?
Genevieve will look Desdemona up and down and say, "Now, what a pleasure to meet you, Genevieve Framingham. What a treat that you pronounce it in the proper British Shakespearean way, and not that filthy Desdemona that all of the opera fans have been saying lately ever since the Verdi came out. I've heard such lovely things about you, and I love your headpiece."
Thank you. It is a pleasure to meet you as well. And she'll reach out but do the wrist handshake. No, the wrist clap.
Oh, the wrist handshake.
Yeah.
As Genevieve's extending her hand. This is charming. Another foreigner.
Hi, I'm Emo.
Desdemona will definitely look at him up and down and do the respect nod and big meaty clap on the shoulder.
It's not often I meet a lady who's taller than I am, actually.
Definitely good to meet you. It's nice to see someone that I don't think will break as easily as everyone here.
Emo short circuits. She doesn't know what to do with that information.
I think that's going to be a really funny moment. There's a moment where everyone being quiet for a second because they all did the intro, and all of a sudden, then I have woken up Cal for her shenanigans. Yes. I want him to come down the stairs and be and throw flowers right before Cassiopeia walks out.
So Cal, his hair is still sleep disheveled. He's wearing a long sleep nightgown kind of thing. Where he's got the flowers, that's only what Cal. That's between Cal and Cassiopeia. Nobody knows where he got them. some of that may actually just be ripped up pieces of paper, but he even clears his throat. Presenting her, is it royal? What is it? Her majesticness, her majesticness, professional as everything, totally not a con only in name because that is her name, and most beautiful woman, I think. Wait, is it? Are you? Okay, and the most beautiful.
No, I am. Just say I am.
It's just
How?
weird. It's just weird. Like stairs.
How? You don't even have a mom. You don't. There's no other competition here. Just say I'm the most beautiful. What do you mean?
But I've not seen every woman in the world yet. Like I'm still very young, so how could I know?
But wait, so far, right, of the women you've seen, you can totally hear the conversation. But
I'm
of the
like
women,
halfway down the stairs.
You definitely, I'm the most beautiful of the ones you've seen. Holy shit, am I not the most beautiful woman you've seen so far? Cal, Cal, am I not the most beautiful woman you've seen?
I have a lot of aunts. Like I have a lot of aunts because like my dad.
Never mind. Just do the intro. It's fine. We'll talk about this later.
We got to go back to the top though. You have to go back to the top.
Okay, go back to the top.
Like it takes him a couple of times, and before there's like flowers and pieces of paper and everything coming down the stairs. The one, the only, Cassio. Hi, Dad. Because Marty.
It's me. As I also, Cass comes down and also goes, it's Desdemona. What the fuck are you doing here? Oh my god. I like hide behind the banister and I go, is there a banister?
Yes.
I hide behind the banister. Oh shit, is Sai here? Did you bring your fucking book, asshole? Where the fuck is he? Tell me where he is.
That's a lot of bad words in like a short amount of time, though. Like that's a lot.
Swear to fuck. She's still going. Yes. Swear to God, Desmond, you motherfucker. Where is he?
Cassiopeia, it's so lovely to see you first thing in the morning. And look, it's Emmo.
Hi.
Oh, hey! I like come down the stairs faster now. Like I was doing that thing where I went really slow until Desmond. I saw Desmond hid and then came out and was like, "Hey!" And then I look at Marty, knowing you're gonna be in trouble. And went. Cal came out to pee. I was in the bathroom getting my makeup done. I technically did not wake him up. He was there. He said, "What are you getting dressed up for?" I said, "I'm trying to make an entrance." He said, "Let me help because we're friends. That's what we do." And also siblings, kind of. Unsure about that one. Anyways. Hey. Hi, everyone. I don't want to, skip over stuff. It's really good to see all of you again. Why, Desdemona, I didn't know you were coming here. Once again.
I also did not know. You say this like I seek you out. It would be an incredible pleasure to not deal with your volume.
I point out how tall she is. Your fucking volume. Your volume. Where's Sai? I know he's here. I start looking around for him. You little published piece of shit. Where you at? I literally, all the beautifulness that she is now is just her chasing around like Scooby-Doo.
I will allow her to just like make an absolute nuisance of herself and not even like explain that Sai is not with her. And just like look at Sim and do like that inhale 4, wide eyes, exhale 4, look away.
And Marty is at the table.
I know he's here.
I'll give Marty like the respect nod.
Yeah. Marty nods to Desdemona.
Just mixing a batter.
And in this domestic scene, you see the adorableness of his cow, still in his pajamas, with a half-empty basket of basically trash, and just standing looking at everybody, rubbing his eye a little bit. Well, my rabbit. And then he just runs back up the stairs.
Wait, what?
What? I think that Cass will like walk over to. We'll see Emma, Sam, and Pete kind of near each other and just like not really sure what angle to go at this with. So just walks over and says, "Good morning. Sorry about that. I have a person I dislike, and I thought that he had made an appearance, but no, just his much more wildery sidekick is here. Sidekick, well, his wisdom keeper, his great friend. I don't know what they are. They have the most bizarre.
Sidekick is a very
dynamic.
harsh word.
Yeah, I don't know if it's sidekick because he like really. I don't know if he would. That would make him a hero or like a lead in some way, and that's not true. What would you, Genevieve? You're good with words. What would you call someone where you completely and utterly trust everything they say, even if it sounds bananas? What would you call that person?
Perfection.
I like her.
It seems like what you're describing is a male person. When they say that behind every great man, there's a woman standing behind him who guides all of his actions and is ignored, stepped over, and unattended to. And it sounds like Desdemona has been this person, and I don't see that coming from her at all.
No. She's definitely not stepped over or ignored. It's kind of hard for two reasons.
Over. I step on.
Yeah, it'd be genuinely impossible, and also she's an axe. I look at them for such a long time and then shift away from. I try to get as far away from Desdemona and like kind of nudge Desdemona with my hip and be like, "Excuse me, hey Emo, hey Samuel, hey Pete. It's good to see you all together in one place."
It's like the Bachelorette.
It's like what?
Samuel completely unfazed by everything that's just happened. Rolls.
I love Samuel, who fully already knows who Cassiopeia is, and is just like, all right, this bitch.
And to Desdemona too, just like offering the rules to anybody.
Anyways, Pete. Emma, I didn't know you were coming over this morning. I just heard about Pete, and I kind of presumed Samuel.
Well, Miss Genevieve told me I should come. And I.
Yeah, no, it's not like you're unwelcome. You should definitely come. Are you staying for the French toast?
I'm not sure what French toast is, but Genevieve described it in a way that made it sound wholly unappetizing.
We can just, we can sneak other foods then. I always find it. She like points to things like I always find ways to sneak food in. It's cool.
It's bread coated in egg and cream, mixed with cinnamon and nutmeg and allspice, but my nutmeg seems to have disappeared. And then you bake it, and you put powdered sugar and syrup on it.
What's a bread pudding?
But with nutmeg.
That the French have stolen.
Well, actually, the original it dates back to like ancient Roman times.
Bloody Italians.
Tim, why do you know that?
I like cooking.
I stare. I say, how do you know that? Then I look at Samuel and Asmos like fact check and be like, is it from the Romans? Not thinking about the fact that these are not that kind of science. That's not their field of academics. I'm like this. Is it? Pete. Hi. I don't know if we've been properly introduced. I'm Cassiopeia, the con. I do a little curtsy, and I kind of like lean a lot when I curtsy.
Pete, at this point, from the moment that everybody's, it was just been head going like this. When Emma came in, then Desdemona came in, and then Genevieve came in, and then Cassiopeia was coming down the stairs, and Peter's just like almost a little teary-eyed as they just sit there happy, have completely taken the cap off of a bottle of milk, and it's just like sitting there as if it is a drink, and it's like, well, hi, I've seen you. I've seen you before. You definitely leave a lasting impression, because you're very. I don't presume to know how people identify, but from a feminine perspective, like the femme aesthetic is
Uh-huh.
is grandi. I'm looking for a word here. I'm looking for a word. What's that word? Grandi. Grandia.
Grandiose, darling.
Yeah.
Hello,
There.
Pete.
Hi. Hello, Miss Framingham. How are you doing?
Better now that I've seen you, my dear.
Oh,
Then she'll go back to sipping her tea.
It's like, whew, yeah, grandiose. It's just like I'm surrounded with beautiful queens in all shapes and sizes, and I have been given the honor of this royal. What's the word when you get to sit in front of royalty? It's like a group of
Audience? You
people.
have an audience?
That's I've been granted.
I love this game. Can I not the cast, but Bella loves this game where you say something and we all go, ah, yes, you mean this word.
Genevieve's like, your coming out ball. It's rather dreary.
Oh, all of a sudden I interrupt. Hold on. Advisor. I meant to. He's Desdemona is like size advisor. But like in everything. Anyways.
Right.
Sorry, you're trying to find words. Made me find the words. That's funny how that works, huh? It's almost like you were trying to go on like a journey of finding things. I was going with you on the journey. How did you see me? I wasn't aware I saw you, and usually I'm pretty observant.
I'm just good at what I do. Like, I'm not seen unless I want to be seen. And then when you see me, you can never forget. So,
I respect it. It was Pete, right? Do you have a last name, Pete?
They call me. He looks in his vest, and pulls out a pressed peony flower and offers it. They call me Peony Pete.
Peony Pete, like the flower.
Uh-huh.
You don't go by Peony? Just Peony Pete?
No, it's like a title, like Sir,
gotcha.
or, anything like that.
Or the con, like that.
I've never seen put it like before a name.
Oh, right, yes.
It's not like it's a thing. Here's your flower. I just wanted you to have this.
Oh, thank you. This is sweet of you.
Yes.
She will put it in her hair. Emo, have you met Pete? Pete, Emo?
Yes, actually, Pete's the one that showed me around when I first got here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad that you all have made acquaintances. Have you met Desdemona?
I'm still taking it all in. I really think I'm still taking all of this in.
There's a lot there, for sure.
There's just a lot everywhere. I just feel like...
Hey.
It's like Christmas.
Honey, may I roll? I don't know what I'm going to call it.
Would you like to make a bid? Yes.
I would love to make a bid. I would like to make a bid to... Can I spot? Okay, here's what I would like to do. I want to find out what's going on. I think she wants to play Bachelorette, but is realizing that there are a lot of formidable sapphics here, and she doesn't like to compete for attention, and so she wants to know like where her odds are at. How attracted they are to Desdemona. Genevieve is cool, so she doesn't really care if they like her, because if they like her, then she's so cool with that. Whoever Genevieve likes is fine. But she doesn't want to compete with fucking Desdemona. Hell no. I'm going to say, when you look at people, I would say you're looking for like the little micro expressions, right? These very difficult things to find, almost like you're doing the spot hidden.
Versus Peony Pete?
Yes. And Emma.
Alrighty then. So what I am going to be...
If I notice that it's bugging Cassiopeia, I'm gonna like subtly flex and like stretch out the seams on my clothes.
You have to catch it first, you little stinker.
Well,
Cassiopeia's not giving herself away.
Okay.
Doesn't she usually though?
Yeah.
Not this time. She's on her con.
I'll happily roll.
Yeah. So
We're all spot hitting the shit. Can I conceal? Can I roll my
No,
conceal against the...
you gave a bid for spot hidden. Okay.
Okay. But to hide from Desdemona.
I was not going...
Or disguise, maybe?
So...
I'll roll.
Okay.
I rolled a 29.
I rolled a 37 out of 65.
What are you rolling for?
Oh,
spot hidden. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
You're doing spot hidden. Desdemona doing spot hidden.
Yes.
Can I roll spot hidden to find the nutmeg that Asmoda stole?
Okay, so
priorities.
Hey Sam, do you want to spot hidden to see if Cassiopeia's doing a bit?
Yeah. Not even a bit. I'm doing spot hidden to see if it bugs Cassiopeia, and if it does, then I will like escalate.
Okay, so
I would like to do. I want to disguise or something.
No,
I'm too busy paying attention to others.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do, because I was gonna have you all roll attributes as opposed to skills. Because of idea, and that we were gonna do a opposed roll there, because of you picking up on things and body language and all that kind of stuff. You're not necessarily trying to find something hidden on somebody. You're trying to watch somebody and use your understanding to read what you're reading. So I was gonna have you do idea rolls, contested, to see who picks up on what from whom. And then I was going to have you do charisma rolls to see how that impacted Pete. So.
Oh, I love this.
I need anyone who's endeavoring to look and size up the quote-unquote competition in this sapphic version of The Bachelorette. And...
The Bachelorette.
It's really just a big dating show. It's not even a Bachelorette because there's multiple romantic leads in everyone, so it's just a dating show.
Okay, so I need anyone who wants to pick up on body language and what's going on around them to please roll idea. How you interpret that as a character, we will do a thing. And
should I keep my 37 or should I roll again?
For the sake of everybody rolling around the same time, let's just re-roll everything and then go from there.
Can Genevieve roll to see how well things are going for Emo? Because that's what she cares more about.
Yes, so that I will keep with that's still an idea roll.
Actually, I used the honey and dice, and they did me for real dirty.
Can I roll to find out more than Pete? Because Emo is a boxer, and I think that Cassiopeia likes the boxer angle a little bit more than another con. Another con seems...
We'll do one roll at a time.
Okay, my first roll was 17 for and my idea is 75.
Okay. Does Demona, what idea?
I rolled 19, which is under my 22 like fun threshold or whatever it's called.
All right. Genevieve, your idea.
I rolled a 76 out of 50.
Okay, you have no idea what's going on.
Genevieve,
it looks like it's going well
for her.
There's too many sapphics. There's too many. You're distracted by Desdemona, Genevieve. That's a problem.
Just to prove a point about how much the cat dice like me more than the honey dice, I rolled one of those and I got a 17.
Okay.
I'm going to roll nothing because Emo has no idea what's going on, ever.
Okay. Sam, go ahead and roll your spot hidden to find your nutmeg.
I got 97.
You can't find it.
You find no nutmeg. No nutmeg for you.
Can I roll to see if I notice Sim looking for me?
Go ahead and roll.
Gonna get a condiment block.
I love the idea that Honey was like, how am I gonna really, really balance this game when so many people, all of us, can I spot this other person who's spotting this other person doing something? Thank you so much.
Asmodeus, what did you roll?
I rolled a 71.
Out of?
Let's see. If it's idea, my idea is 70.
Okay.
Ooh,
just
close.
you know he's looking for something, but it could just be another kitchen thing. Is anybody else doing idea to read the E.
Samuel, Ryan, you better get in this. Ryan, Ryan, do a bit with us.
You know Samuel
Ryan,
takes
do a
the
bit.
high road. He's the best
Samuel
of
is
us.
just enjoying the atmosphere. It reminds him of home.
Ryan, you bud. Do our bits.
Okay.
I love you so
So,
much, Ryan.
as we get ready for Emma, I need you to roll just, you know what? I need you to just roll and I need you to roll your build roll.
My what?
Build.
Build?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
One of your core stats up at the top.
Yeah, that's like your con.
46, and I have a 95 in that stat.
Okay.
Wait,
Desdemona,
shit.
I need you.
She
Desdemona,
rolled
I need
big.
you to roll your build roll.
My build? Sweet.
Mhm.
All right, 20.
Okay. Cassiopeia, I need you to roll your build roll.
Damn, I wasn't going to put a lot in that because...
Build or charisma, I'll let you decide.
Okay, thank you. Charisma, I'll do that. I got a 46 out of 85.
Okay. Before we go to our break so everyone can get their bio done, the atmosphere is somewhat tense, but tense in a way that is comfortable. It's a lot of side eyeing and looking up and down and nods, slight rises of an eyebrow. Emma being adorably oblivious to it all, but standing in that way that when people are well built, they can't hide. So anyone glancing over there, this well built, tall individual, Desdemona over there with the slight flex, Cassiope over there hitting the charismatic lean and gestures and all everything. Pete just drinking milk and just shaking their head just slowly, and Pete is just in heaven right now. As they wait, the smell of the batter for the French toast fills the air, and I love that freeze. That freeze you had for a moment, Cassiope, was just beautiful. It was your fan and the smile. Cal comes tromping down the stairs, still in his nightgown, wearing a pair of oversized rubber boots that are probably not his, holding in his hand seeming the tiniest looking ball of fluff. Not a piece of fluff, a ball of fluff that seems to move ever so slightly, like a pixie-sized tribble, but with tiny ears and a little pink nose, and fluffy fur that's very, very similar to a dandelion. And he moseys down to the table where Marty is, climbs into Marty's lap, and sets the little thing on the table, and just asks, oblivious of this tense atmosphere and everything, I made a bunny rabbit. And with that, we'll go to break. Hello, everybody. I hope you took time during the break as well to take care of yourself, like we did. Took care of ourselves collectively with hydration and everything, and we are going back to the scene of this thing that is happening. Um, the flexors are flexing, the flirters are flirting, the people who are cooking are cooking. Marty is just staring with this look of resigned disappointment at the entire situation until his son climbs into his lap and puts a dandelion tribble creature in front of him on the table. The scientists are sitting at the table as well, and Cal just leans back against Marty and yawns, doing that thing kids do where they lift with one hand to just kind of feel all over the face and hair of the parent behind them. I was so worried it wouldn't grow.
Is this what you've been doing in the test tube for the last couple days, bud?
Oh no, that's something else. I just found this.
Okay.
Yeah. Looks
Well,
up.
it is absolutely adorable, and I love it. Does the bunny have a name?
Bunny.
That's a good name.
Yeah,
Very
that-
informative.
Yeah.
Did
Kinda-
Cal tell Cassiopeia about the bunny?
mm-mm.
Cassiopeia hears this and literally is so upset. She is literally steaming now. She's just sitting there very frustrated. There are secrets now between them.
Cal would look apologetic, but he's sleepy and half asleep and just looking at the little creature as it twitches on the table. I wasn't sure it was gonna happen. You just have all this fluff, and I accidentally put it in a glass of water, and then the next day it had eyes. So I put a little bit more water and I put it under the bed.
Wait. So is this not like an arts and crafts project? Like poke at the bunny.
When you do that, you the whatever the little piece of fur that you touch with your fingertip. Give me a luck roll right quickly, please.
Oh no. I'm touching very gently.
Yes.
Oh god, I'm so unlucky. 53 out of 45.
You see a little, well, cats shed, dogs shed, bunnies even shed. And so shedding is normal. But what comes off when you touch and lift your finger a little bit is just a tiny little piece of dandelion fluff, as if it came off of a dandelion flower.
Oh,
That's certainly interesting.
I love the idea of Samuel leaving the weird sapphic shit and being like, I'm going over here.
He's just been sitting there, just taking it all in.
right. All right, Cal, your father is confused.
Marty just takes a sip of his coffee and just lifts it. We've got two scientists, two Amazons, a lady that owns a bookshop, Cass, and you punch things for a living. I'm officially staying out of this. He starts to get up and shifts so that Cal is half in his arms as he sits the coffee down, and Cal's, no, my bunny. But we're gonna leave Bunny with the adults because you did not ask if you could grow a bunny rabbit in the room that we rent. And it's just time to go back to bed. Come on, sleepyhead.
Bunny will be okay, I promise.
Okay, if you kill my bunny, I'm going to tell Cass.
Well, Cass is right here, so
Cass Cass is not paying attention. She's fully paying attention to the sapphic bullshit.
She's not gonna. She's looks up to Marty. Dad, is she the most beautiful woman in the world, or is she just? Is she the most beautiful woman in the world that she knows, or what? Because I don't know how to compare it, because it's like, is this the most beautiful flower in the world? How would you know? How would you know? There's so many beautiful flowers. And over Marty's shoulder, everybody is a beautiful flower that's waiting to bloom, and it's a beautiful thing, and you're special, and that's why everyone is different, because it's a good thing. And Marty just rubs his back. All right, sleepyhead, let's go up the stairs.
Oh,
Okay.
he's not wrong.
Usually that would be really cute, except for all the trauma we've endured from all the plants. So honestly, this is just making me think that a seed has gone into his head and is now infecting him. And so we gotta check his neck. Someone check his neck.
Marty up the stairs. If you come after me and want to check anything on my son after I put him to sleep, I will stab you. And just continues up the stairs.
Cal's okay. The evil plants are behind us. Now we just have Bunny, I suppose. Hi, little guy.
What exactly kind of rabbit is that? Genevieve wants to know if it's anything that she's ever seen before.
It is one made of dandelions, apparently.
I love Sim's just matter of fact. Sure, it's a bunny rabbit made out of dandelions.
I've seen weirder.
Yeah.
I fought carrots one time, so.
And it's about the size right now of a dandelion head.
Genevieve wants to take a look at that and see if it's something likely to attack her, because she don't fuck with flowers anymore.
Okay, just be careful, because Cal put a lot of love into this, so yeah.
No, absolutely, darling.
Thank you.
Do I need to roll to see what's going on with it?
Well, you don't have botany.
I don't, but I could roll my art history.
I don't know how much art I can tell you right now, you've never seen a painting of a bunny rabbit made out of a dandelion.
Okay. I'm a library use.
You could go look it up.
Yeah. I mean, if she went home, would she be able to find anything like this in the book? Or if she spot hiddened it, could she see anything weird going on with it?
I would say, all in all, it is a very weird thing in and of itself. It does seem to be twitching. It is not making any noises. It doesn't really hop around or move. It just twitches in place.
Don't love that.
How do I make a bid to have a stat called Farm Wisdom?
You can have a stat called Farm Wisdom.
What would it be?
But do you have nature?
I was saying, but if you have nature, that's where that usually is.
Yeah, because we were deciding, I was like, I didn't think about botany, and we were like, what kind would it be? And I'm like, I'll just put it under nature. And everyone's like, yeah, that seems good.
I don't know where that is on this thing.
I think it's when you have to choose.
Got it. I haven't chosen anything. I just went with whatever was already on this sheet.
Okay.
Natural history, then. It doesn't look like there's a nature by itself.
Right.
It should have been.
I do have a 10% natural history, so it's going to be a no on that.
You never know. You never know. You could roll under a 10.
Okay.
I spend a lot of, here's my bed. Every day I wake up and I say, honey, here's my bed. Here's my bed. I spent a weird amount of time with my hedge version of me. when there was like, and I was like hugging it, and it was like a weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use? I feel like using that. I was really listening to it. Can I use listen to really bond with this tiny bunny to see, like, what's up? You know, I don't want to like grab it or anything. I just want to like see if I can get any like vibes. I'm vibe checking this bunny, y'all. You know,
You
feel?
can give me a luck check.
Okay, I'll take that. Doo-doo-doo. I got a 20, I think, out of something 50 or something. Yeah, 55. 20 out of 55.
This rabbit is making, or bunny, or whatever it is, it's not making any sounds. It doesn't rustle. It, from your experience having a twin hedge,
Mm-hmm.
you've seen what seems like a living organism that was made out of plants. So it doesn't seem like the strangest thing that you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Does it
But
have,
you,
you know, when I was looking at the hedge, and
yeah, it does.
and you told me it had like kind of intelligence to it. Does
Mhm.
it look like when I'm looking into, because this one has eyes? Can I look into its eyes and see if there's like intelligence? You know, when you look at cows and they look like they have kindness and intelligence, but you look at chickens and you know they have neither. You know that feeling? Can I look into its eyes and see if there's either intelligence or kindness?
They're cold and dead and tiny.
Interesting. I'll announce that pretty loud. I think its eyes show absolutely no intelligence or kindness. They're cold and dead and tiny.
They're like,
I
they're
think
like,
they're adorable.
Sim, you just think it's adorable because your adorable son did it.
And
I appreciate that you want to keep your witch child homunculus, but you should probably find a cage for it so it doesn't get up at night and try to eat someone's eyes.
I agree. I actually agree with this, Mona. I do not trust it. Ryan just said we're playing Stardew. Don't worry about it.
how is Emo dealing with all of this?
Emo is so confused about everything that is happening. People keep talking about fighting vegetables, and now there's something about something sprouting out of a child. And I mean, she's got a lot of siblings, so she's been around a lot of children, and so she's very confused about that. She's never seen a bunny that looks like that, and it's also so small and cute, which she's also kind of dying about how cute it is. That's where Emma is right now.
What's Pete up to? I just realized he's just standing there.
Pete actually has seemed frozen since the thing got set on the table. He's just been all the grinning face that makes that tiny dimple pop out and the scar, on their forehead twitch. All of that just goes from being jovial to just serious as can be. And Puny Pete just stares at the table for a moment. Lets everyone do all their talking. I've got to go.
What's up, Pete?
I'll send Team Z. I'll send Team C around to talk to you about the sea a little bit later. But I've got to go.
Hey, if something's wrong, you can talk about it.
Your son put a dandelion seeds in a glass of water and it turned into a rabbit. I think at this point,
he just does things like that sometimes.
Is this related to the dragon by any sort? That was also a plant.
Dragon?
I mean, it was made of leaves.
Dragon?
It wasn't a real dragon. It didn't breathe fire. It breathed, leaves and train steam.
Oh,
do you think this has anything to do with the snake that was also a plant? The snake plant thing?
I'm just gonna go because the monarch needs to know. I've heard about this. I've heard about something like this, and I just need to.
I'm gonna get up and block the door.
Yeah, I was gonna say now Emma's kind of worried because she doesn't want anything bad to happen to Cal, and so if Pete's gonna talk about going to tell somebody about this, Emma's a little bit worried.
All right.
Yep, Pete, is Cal in danger?
No, I don't. Well, probably not any more danger than he usually is. Like the other day, I saw him climbing out a window in rubber boots with this big old backpack, and then I mean, generally speaking, probably constantly, but specifically in this instant, I mean, it's not harmless unless you ingest it. Then it'll probably die in because it wouldn't be able to breathe. There's been whispers, but I can't say anything about it. I can't say anything. I can't say anything about it. I'm just. It's monarch business, and way above my pay grade. Way above my pay grade.
It may have started as monarch business, but it is now at my door as new head of security for Alstroemeria Alley. So it is now my business.
Oh, you got a job already. That's so cool.
I mean, I
don't
got a
sell
job
your-
also, to be fair.
Don't sell yourself
Nothing.
short. Nothing's above your pay grade. You're worth the world.
Also, I'm the assistant of something, so that seems important. What am I the assistant? I look at some. What was I the assistant of again?
To the fancy, stressed out lady.
You
I'm
also
a
brought
very.
it for a reason.
Right.
I mean, okay. It's like okay. There was okay. But see, I'm trying to like weigh if I die above ground or if I die below ground by running my mouth.
I'm gonna grab my axe and swing it into the wall.
Oh, okay. Oh, that unnecessary. I was
Okay.
Pete, you know me, right? We're friends. I'm scared now for my son. If you could tell me, I would really appreciate if you could tell me what you know. And hey, I can protect you, be it from Desdemona, apparently, or whatever you're scared of. Can I attempt to roll to make a bargain?
I need you to roll. You can choose between bargain, fast talk, or persuade. I need you, Desdemona, to roll persuade.
Can I roll intimidate? Is that a thing in the system?
If you have intimidate, but that's what I was going to use your persuade for.
Bargain and fast talk are both 55. So
let me see something though. Let me look at my notes. I'm getting back used to this. What I did. You can roll your. If you're endeavoring to intimidate, you can use your size or your appearance to do so.
I'll use my size.
Okay.
I rolled a 25 under 55 to bargain.
Okay. And Desdemona, what did you get?
I rolled a spicy 2.
All right. I was using Desdemona's to determine the difficulty of your roll. But that axe goes into the wall. Peony Pete is loyal, right? They have been raised, in the underground. That there are things that they say and don't say. But one thing that the monarch never asks is that someone risk their life over words. So Peony makes a decision in a split second between the axe hitting the wall and Sim talking. All right. Gather closer, looks to Emma. I mean, you're quite tall. I don't think you two will have to get much closer unless you've got challenges here. And I've got a friend that does, so I always say get closer. But I'm not trying to get closer to you all because for any advantageous reason. I just don't want to speak too loudly. So the monarch, if you're new to all of this, I was going to let you get to know that on your own. Those of us who live here, the monarch is the one that allows Alstroemeria Alley to not only govern itself, but to stay off of the map of everything that's going on. once you come into the alley, you're under the protection of the monarch. We don't have guards, so to speak. We don't have any of that. Everyone just understands. You live with everybody, be a decent person, and you don't get consequences. Some of us that live on not underground, some of us that live together under a protection, we do jobs for. Oh, I said. Well, the monarch rules, but then we've got Whisper, and then under Whisper we've got Molly, and then under Molly, in a way, there's a whole hierarchy. I don't fall really high on that hierarchy. I just find out what people are doing and make sure nothing dangerous is happening. But when plants start turning into things that are alive and aren't what they're supposed to be, the monarch needs to know not to do anything about it, but to make sure that we're in the right position to help whoever's going to solve it. So I guess it's going to be you all. I mean, that's how it usually is. It's like, oh, whoever found it's got to fix it, you know. It's just we thought we were done with this. We thought it was over, but there's secrets in the tunnels, and where the dragon came from. I heard the monarch over talking, and I shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have. But Molly is a sweet girl, and so I was just bringing her some stuff I found, like some cherries that I got from this amazing person that came from a small town. It came to visit. But I brought her these cherries, right? And she was really excited. But I heard the monarch talking about something being damaged, a wall, and nervous about what might come over that wall, because it was built to protect. And she said something about dandelions, and that's all I know, kind of. Please don't. I'm already short, so if you can keep that one from trying to shave some more inches off, that would be great. Lots of respect. Love the bear. Love it. It's
a werebear.
It was a werebear.
I mean, it's still a werebear. It's just a dead werebear.
I didn't. Hey, Miss Framingham was a werebear. Is it a bear that you wear?
Well, it could be if you're so inclined, but it's a mythological creature. It's someone who is a bear when the moon is full, or, you know, if you're just in Scandinavian countries, I suppose, whenever you feel like it, and the rest of the time you're a man, or, well, that's the general way of saying man, you know, you're a person the rest of the time. When the moon is full, you turn into a bear, and not like, you know, a burly person with a beard, but, you know, like a big growly thing like they have in the Americas or at the zoo.
Can I spot him to see if Desdemona is giving hard eyes to Genevieve right now?
Desdemona just holding her hand up like, thank you.
You don't have to spot him for that.
Okay, I would like to. So it is the type of flower thing it is. It's a dandelion. Dandelions. Does it look like when it moves, it's in danger of the wind blowing it and it moving? Like, you know, when you see it move and it looks like, does it look like that? Does it?
Yes.
I put a glass over it, but like a big glass. A big glass so it's not hurting it, and I would just put it in and I go, does it look like it's okay in there? Does it still like look fine? Does its eyes look still dead and fine?
Was there any liquid at all in that cup?
No, she definitely made sure that it was dry.
Then it just keeps twitching in there.
Don't plants need air? Is it going to be able to get air in there?
Probably some. I think the real problem is dandelions. Listen, I don't know much, but I do know I blew a lot of dandelions and made a lot of wishes in my day. Any tiny breeze on those things can make them fly them. And I really don't think that we want more than one bunny. What if it's like...
Put something heavy over the glass. Homunculi grow limbs when you're not looking.
Great point, I will definitely table that for when I'm Psy and I give a shit. For now, I
Homunculi
will.
serves a wizard historically, especially in Slavic folktale, or perhaps, well, sometimes it's Latin.
You have not known Cal for long. There is
son-
some witchcraft going on.
My
I know
son is not a
Cal.
witch.
I know Cal. You thought Cal was a freaking werewolf. You thought all of us were a werewolf.
Guilty until proven innocent, which I did. You're welcome, by the way.
You never proved me. It doesn't matter. It truly does not matter. All I'm saying is for now, let's just keep it in there. Just for now, so it doesn't fly away. If it needs air, I'll let a little air in. If it needs water, maybe I'll add water, but it feels a little dangerous to add water. I just am very suspicious of adding water to things. I think back to the seeds exploding. I just feel like maybe we don't add water for now because remember the seeds popping? We had a situation where seeds every time they got wet were exploding. So we shouldn't do that for a little bit now. Maybe we revisit later, but I also promised Cal, that we would keep it alive. So let's keep it alive, but also in one, because I'm a little bit worried. I had this theory, and it will probably be wrong, but what if when it blows, a piece of it comes off? Because, right, Cal only found one, but what if there were multiple ones that came all over? And because he fostered it and got it wet, that's why it grew into something. Like a piece of it can come off and become another one. Kind of like when you take off, what, Desdemona and Genevieve, what's that story about the thing where you cut off its head and two grows?
Hydra.
Yes, the Hydra.
But doesn't it rain here in the alley? We saw a bunch of this fluff everywhere.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuckity. Oh, fuckity. Oh, absolutely. She's just walking and taking over full on. Oh, I feel like this is really bad. I feel like we're in really big trouble.
Well, you could just wait till Cal finishes his nap and ask him how he did it.
Yes, we should ask the 12-year-old who accidentally... He told us how he did it. He explained to us.
He's one of the smartest people in this room.
I look at Paul, Asmodeus, and Samuel, and suddenly I think very less of them all of a sudden. Interesting that you admit that. Okay, cool. Not that I don't think Cal's the smartest person ever. I just never thought two people with degrees would agree with that. That feels...
Well, I think this...
Samuel literally looks around the room at the people that are still...
Now, the boy is quite clever, and it seems he may have created life of some sort, or at least, is playing pretend in such a way that fooled all the adults in the room. But,
no.
Why were we talking about werebears and hydras? I quite lost my train of thought. I thought you were just, asking in terms of, mythological edification.
Miss Genevieve, I feel that I have not been clear enough. We have actually, I've met, met a plant person. Kinda.
Oh, well, so
like a walking, does its own thing.
Did it pick you up and throw you across the room?
I mean, no, which was kind of nice, actually.
Emma was
it did chase me, though.
Emma is suddenly very glad she's so big, because she does not want to be thrown by a plant.
And Genevieve, did you meet a plant that threw you across the room?
No, not me, but the local carpenter seemed to enjoy it so much. We were just trying to cross the room, and he kept getting picked up and tossed around, and it delayed us quite a bit.
We didn't get thrown around by a plant, but one of them did go into Cass's neck and sort of just live there.
I try to cover Sims now so fast.
Is that where the boy got the clever little seed from? Because the last one of those that I saw was what did the doctor call it? Mr. Asmodeus, what would you call it? An explosive, like trinitro-tinactin or something. Was it a bomb? It was some sort of explosive.
As far as I know, it's just a...
Is there a bomb in your son?
No, it's a communicator that he has. It's it talks to the other seed, or also maybe...
Which is also not an explosive.
Base. I'm still unclear about that.
Hasn't exploded yet?
It hasn't exploded yet.
So the two of you are just studying the boy then to see if or when he's going to explode.
It's not in him. It's like he holds it. It's
But there's another one inside of him.
No, there's one inside Cass.
It was inside of me. That was inside me. But we took it out. It's fine. We took it out. We removed it. It was going to kill me for sure. It was definitely going to turn me into a plant.
As all of this is happening, the one individual who actually escorted Desdemona here, who is still standing near the entryway, frozen, just watching everything with her clipboard, slightly overwhelmed, and also her face flickers between disbelief, shock, confusion, then back to, oh my god, what is happening? As she says, okay, I am going to go now. Because I think all of you are hitting it off so well. You even have a pet. I need to go find something. You know what? I'm going to go find.
On a roll?
Oh my goodness! I haven't eaten carbs in like 3 days. I had a scone, but it was so hard. I used it to kill a bug, and
you should probably eat.
Yeah. Oh,
Wait, is this my boss talking right now?
Yes. She's been.
When did she enter the room? Wait, when did she enter?
She brought Desdemona. But she's just been quiet.
You were too busy dealing with the sapphics to notice.
Yes, he says, hey, boss, when was I supposed to come in? I thought I was supposed to come in today, but you didn't tell me anything.
Oh my goodness, I forgot to tell you.
Like where to go? I can't just really...
I was going to come and get you and then bring you, and I was going to walk you there, and we're going to get to know each other a little bit better, but,
I am really sorry. This is the way you've gotten to know me.
We are not, we don't,
mm-hmm.
we talk positively about ourselves. We do not be self-deprecating. We use affirmative statements. I am very glad that you have felt comfortable enough to expose is not a good word. I apologize. To reveal to be your authentic self in front of so many people comfortably. It's very inspiring. Just like Desdemona has very solid back. Like I know that her back is solid, so I feel like she will have my back. And
this is right. You hired Desdemona. Does that mean Desdemona are coworkers?
I'm still filling out the paperwork. If you don't want to use that word, you don't have to. It could be compatriots. It could be associates. You can use whatever language you would like, but I'll be paying you both.
I stare at Desmond so long. I can never escape.
Picks up
I will not be in the office often. You will be fine.
Just picks up a roll and just like very much like the bunny rabbit on the table would eat lettuce. It's just sitting there with the roll nibbling on it and looks between people. And Laura said, "Is this a bad time to say that I think my boss had a contingency plan in case the dragon thing didn't work out? Is that something I should have brought up? I didn't know, like, who do you tell? Like, who do you tell about the contingency plan?
Maybe now you tell us.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna eat this roll and then take you all back to the office. Don't touch the paintings. God, do not touch the paintings.
Darling, you are bringing those around to my shop, aren't you? I'm so excited to sell some of them, or at least explore them a bit.
If you have people that you don't like, then maybe they would be wonderful gifts for those people. I was hoping you could come and see them so you could decide a safe way. We have scientists here now and strong people, and I think we can make it work. I have only been a CEO for a month in an industry that I never saw myself getting into. So I'm going to finish my role And yeah, I think that by blowing up the dragon, you broke down a retaining wall blocker of sorts, and behind that wall, um, I only saw the notes, and like in it, I remember the word spores, and I remember the word um, buried, and I remember the word um, alley protection with a cross between, like a red X. I wasn't sure if it was a formula or anything important, but
That sounds a bit ominous, doesn't it?
yeah. Oh, he
Sounds
was
like
so
something you
awful.
do.
Yeah, he's a horrible person. I mean, I don't judge people, but yeah, he always smelled like cheese and mothballs and
Don't you feel a
expensive
bit better for
cologne.
saying that?
Yeah. Okay, well, breakfast.
While she was doing that, can I be like quietly like pulling out a brush out of seemingly nowhere and be like brushing and putting like a flower in her hair and just like continue brushing?
Yeah, she initially tenses up a little bit, but then slowly relaxes because she's got carbohydrates and somebody brushing her hair.
Oh yeah, she'll say something like, "Listen, I was not born this confident. It took a long time and a lot of self-care, and you chose the correct assistant if you need someone to affirm and remind you to be confident and believe in yourself. Because damn, if I didn't, who else would?"
And as this,
I like show my compatriots who have zero faith in me, like negative faith in me. I like point to them. I definitely needed it.
and Pete,
Sam has faith in you.
yeah,
Listen, I'm so sarcastic. I sit right, Rowan. I can't hear the sound of Cassiopeia not believing it. Anyways,
so as this is happening,
she'll brush her hair while she's eating.
that is so sweet. That's adorable. I am
She'll
assuming
like do the thing, when you like kind of massage people's scalps to like calm them down. Every time she freaks out, she'll like brush her hair normal, and the moment she freaks out, she'll just be like, it's okay, tell it, you're on pace."
So as all this is happening, you've got the have the Amazons like stopped blocking Pete's way out, or are they just still kind of hovering in that area? Not too far away from the food, but also in that general area.
Emma would take
I mean-
Desdemona's cue on that.
Yeah, I think if I have the info I need, I'll just step aside. I'll still hang by next to the door, but I'll stop blocking it.
So the scientists settled at the table. I'm assuming Sam goes back to finish the French toast. Pete, in an uncharacteristic but genuine way, actually goes to the kitchen and is helping to get out plates and silverware and pouring, tea and some milk into some glasses and someone to set the table. Um, it's very domestic. Upstairs, Marty is laying beside Cal, where Cal is asleep, curled up back on the bed, and just watching his son with fondness as he brushes his fingers through his hair. The bunny is still twitching on the table. Outside, the clouds do darken ever so slightly because it's that time of year. And somewhere, Whisper is settled down, spoiling Tisha and Tassie just rotten with rare little chuckles. Um, Cloak never falling down. Their cloak game is on another level. Uh, and somewhere, settled in not necessarily a jail cell, because if there was a camera panning to the underground right beneath all of the alley, where there are vines that seem to be metallic growing into the walls of the tunnels with tiny clocks and gears or blooming flowers all along the walls, creating light fixtures or switches or wherever is needed. The camera would pan through down several tunnels, past the grandiose gates that are down there, into a secluded, almost cottage hut like location, where it almost seems as if all four walls were grown around whoever lives there. There is no doors, there are no windows. Inside, moss covers the ground. There's a bed that also seems to have been grown, maybe out of fungus, who knows. Everything in there that is furniture or walls and so on seems to have been grown organically. And settled at the table, just casually munching on whatever breakfast has been provided him, is Thomas Tuberose in his imprisonment, so to speak, by the monarch, laughing to himself as he casually writes down on a piece of paper that he has drawn a calendar on, scratching out days and then circling one with a chuckle and a smile that just drips of privilege and paid for oral hygiene. Um, and with that, if this was a television show, the camera would go black. But instead, we're going to go to the epilogues, go to each person, let them describe what is going on in their character's mind, and then we'll do their outros and we'll wrap up for this evening. All right, we will start with Cassiopeia. What's going through her mind as in this very domestic scene?
I think Cassiopeia is just like, looking after her boss, who is a little tiny anxious mess, and is reminded of, it's a very interesting situation of her being very confident and being like, I am the bachelorette. And like, what has my sibling done this time? Ha ha ha. And then seeing the parallel of this very anxious person who's been put in a position where she is not ready. She does not want to do this. She is scared and she's been traumatized, and she feels very much like she sees a younger her and wants to look after her and show her the ropes the way someone else has when she was quite young. So she is feeling responsible and like actually helpful, because she doesn't really feel like she's much of a purpose in the group, because she's, as previously stated, there is the muscle, the braids, and then there is Cassiopeia. So she's just like, oh, thank goodness I can actually do something. So yeah, that's I think where she's going. Should I do my outro also?
The bot
Oh, I
just
can't
did
hear
it
you,
for
honey.
you.
You're muted, honey, if you're trying to say something.
Oh my god, my bot. Oh my gosh, it did. The bot did it. Never
You
mind.
can say goodbye though, and who you are.
Bye everyone. I've been Cassiopeia, the con. My name is Bella. You can find me on Twitter and TikTok. For as boondoggles. Make sure when you argue about A doesn't stand for allies that you include aromantics, asexuals, and agenders, all three, or just say aspecs if you don't have the Twitter characters, because we're all important. Thank you for watching, everyone, and appreciating my boobs, or my non-existent ones that I faked for the show.
Okay, and we go to Sim.
Sim is currently trying to put together a lot of information that they just got, which isn't their forte. So he is choosing to focus on the things he does understand, which is somehow his son has gotten wrapped up in this fucking nonsense again. And that means it's his job to put a stop to it and keep his son safe, and is very happy to have some new friends here as well, who seem to be rather capable. at what they do. So, yeah, Sim's ready to go. Sim's ready to punch whatever someone tells him to punch, or yeah, he knows what he's good at. Thank you for joining us tonight, lovely people. I have been Rowan. You can find me on the internet as at RedWhiteRP, and you can see most of the things I'm doing over in chat right now. The one thing that's not mentioned in there because we didn't have the space for it. It's fine. I'll fix it next week. Is starting next week. I will be running a Vampire the Masquerade game on Nerds with Dice Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So you can watch that before you come hang out with us here. Called the Gehenna Principle. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be playing some 10th generation Kindred. So, ooh.
All right. Thank you so much. And we will go to Genevieve.
So Genevieve has her head full of she thinks this kid is kind of creepy. Now, like she likes the boy, but thinks he's a bit odd. And she has, as ever, a poem in her head, this one called The Fairy Child. And the part in her mind is, I'm gone far where the fairies roaming. You may ask of me where the herons are, in the open marsh where the snipe are homing, or where no moon lights nor a single star. And I'm Jess, and my things should be down there. Come join us on Friday for Three Flings.
All right. And what's going on in Samuel's mind?
Well, for the most of the morning, he's just been enjoying himself, watching everything happen. But he's also growing a slight irritation for the person behind this current situation. But he's more eager to try to figure out more of what's going on. If the pattern holds, this could get very dangerous. And so yeah, I'm Ryan, Sphinx Earl on Twitter. I mostly lurk in people's streams, occasionally pop up in games.
Righty then. The other scientist, Asmodeus, what's going on in his mind? You're on mute, I think.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there you go.
Okay. So I think like some of the others, Osmotus is feeling a little deja vu. Right, you know, we have the Monarch and Cal and something a little strange going on. He's very interested in this bunny and trying to figure out what it's going to lead to. And he's a little bit more nervous about the fluff that we were given before and seems to be floating around, and just trying to wonder how his skills are going to come in here, because this isn't the type of science that he does. Yeah, so that's where he is. I'm Paul. You can find me on Twitter at Paul_Kiter. I'm not doing a lot right now because, pandemic and stuff, but there's a bunch of wonderful people all around, so go watch what they do.
All right. Now we move over to where our lovely Amazons are. What is going through Desdemona's mind?
Desdemona is eager to get to work and happy to see most of everyone. I think at some point she's gonna ignore this particular fluffball. She's gonna let the family deal with their newfound pet. But at some point, preferably after everyone has eaten, she's gonna plop down almost like this old parchment paper in front of the scientists, and ask their help for it. And if you look at the paper, it's the schematics for what roughly translates to like the old steampunk heating stove turned shotgun.
All right. Love it. And that is. Are you going to say goodbye?
Oh, I should. That would be like this some semblance of professionalism. I've been Velvet. I use favorite pronouns. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar. Thank you all so much for stopping by and joining us.
Alrighty then. And we had some raiders, so thank you all so much for coming in. It's towards the end, but there will be a BOD. We're just so happy. That's our first raid, I think, ever. So thank you. And we were going to go to Mo. What's going on through her mind?
Emma has a very long list of all of the things that she is so confused about. From just like her feelings for the other sapphics in the room. So she's decided to set that aside because that's the most uncomfortable feeling for her. And she's just listing, okay, so we've got, they fought some carrots and a seed in the neck, something about werebears, there's now a bunny. And so she looks over at the two scientists and she considers the idea of going to them and asking them, like, for help detangling all of this. And then thinks to herself that even if she tried, they wouldn't be able to make it make sense to her. And so she's not going to worry about it and instead goes and washes the dishes from breakfast.
Ooh.
I'm Nikki. I use she, her pronouns, and I am online pretty much everywhere as at halfling_Nick. I am the co-creator of TTRPG. Please go follow us. We're trying to hit affiliate. And that is a project that I do that's just something I'm really excited about that we just started up. So.
All right. Such amazing people, amazing characters. And again, thank you everyone who helped keep everyone motivated by chatting in chat with everyone. We appreciate it. I am Honey, aka Honey and Dice. Run games, play games, write games, and I'm everyone's biggest cheerleader. We're going to do a raid our first raid. We're going to raid somebody for the first time. And hopefully I don't mess it up. But before we do that, I want everyone to remember to stay safe, stay hydrated, be kind, be careful, and be considerate. And remember to love your you. And if that's hard today, if you're watching this during the day or tonight, if you're watching this at night or any time of the day, know that it's okay because it's okay to be okay and it's okay to not be okay. Either way, surround yourself by people who support you through your challenges and celebrate your successes. If they're not there when you're flying high and while you are falling low, then they don't have your back. But I do, and all of us do. So if you need anything, we are here and we love you. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next time. Okay, let's try this.